Welcome to Loyola Blakefield at Hargan Field, where we are at the Loyola Dons vs. St. Mary's Saints lacrosse game. We apologize for the delay, technical difficulties. Alongside Alex MD, I'm Zach Bollinger.
And we pick up midway first quarter. The Saints jumping out to an early 3-1 lead. Thanks to Taylor Bohannon, long pole midi, BJ Burles, and Ian Krempf, the star junior, who's got quite some speed. So this offense is pretty stacked. They've got big firepower and should give Loyola's defense trouble all day.
So we come in with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. Dons down 3-1 as that shot is going to go wide right by number 10, Tristan Mitchie. Brought out by number 8, Garrett Nielsen. Over, deflected, and picked up by goalkeeper Brighton Lorber.
Now they go with Lorber for the second game in the row after switching goalies through each game. So the goalie position has been the question mark all year long, so they're trying to establish a starter.
Competition has really been between seniors Curl Price and Brighton Lorber today, obviously opting with Lorber as the Dons have somewhat of a fast break going. Ryan Dunn's going to pass it down to Connor Hume behind the cage. Hume races around, has an opportunity, but it's going to be checked away. Picked up by Alex Reid.
Net for the Saints, a 6-foot senior goalkeeper, Alfit Hayek. He's a Penn State commitment. He takes up a lot of that cage, so in order for Loyola to score, they're going to have to shoot to the corners and really place their shots well.
Olsen's going to pass it up and gets over the head of Chase Llewellyn, or Ryan Lancaster, but they will get the ball back. And Alex Reid around the left edge looking for something, and we're going to get a flag thrown with 3:13 remaining in the first quarter.
Looks like a hit to the head there. You really got to see a little more movement from the Loyola offense. Not too many picks being set so far. Just a primary dodger, and St. Mary's defense not fooled so far.
For sure, as Ryan Dunn comes around the corner looking for something, turns, had a small opportunity there. He's going to come around, and nice save there by the Penn State commit. So we're Loyola will contain possession. Connor Hume gets it out to Robby Olsen, who takes a shot wide right.
That's a great shot selection there. Olsen step down shot, hands free from out, 6 yards out. That's one he'd probably want back. He can bury that one. Olsen heading to University of Pennsylvania next season, Ivy League. And he's one of many D1 commits on this Blakefield offense.
Yeah, Robby Olsen has been on the team since freshman year, has been a real staple in the team's offense for the past 4 years. So definitely going to be sad to see him go for the Dons, but he's moving on to bigger and better things in the D1 division. So the Dons are going to pass it around, find Dunn over to Reid, over to Bateman, back to Olsen, to Bateman. And they're just kind of going around the circle here, looking for something inside, finds something, and finally that is Jack Corus with the beautiful behind the back goal in between the legs of goalkeeper Alrik Fayok, and that will be assisted by Ryan Dunn.
That's a nifty move put on by Corus. He caught the ball to the outside of his body and then just shoveled it in between the goalie's legs. So heads up play by Corus. Intuitive play to get the Dons within one.
And from one Corus to another, we have older brother Will Corus now here for the face-off, facing Thomas Kerner for the Saints. Battle for the ball early on. Go be on the ground. Alex Sarasoli looks to get it. Picked up by Corus, who's going to run with the ball, looking for something. Finds Sarasoli, who drops the ball. Got a little too ahead of himself there as Lancaster will retain possession for the Dons. Sarasoli there looked like he just got a little too ahead of himself, saw the goal, and forgot to catch the ball.
That's right. That's the 4th drop pass for Loyola. You just got to get back to fundamentals. You can't be affording to lose the ball on great opportunities like that.
So with 1:26 left in the first, the Dons will get the ball down by 1, score 3-2. It's kind of working around not being too aggressive, really looking for their shot here. So Lancaster making a move towards the goal, kick it back out to Reid.
Loyola's going to just possess the ball here and probably really attack full head of steam with around 20 seconds if they can't find a good shot beforehand.
Yeah, Dons aren't really making too much of an effort to find a shot. Every once in a while they'll go inside, look to kick it out, find an open guy. But so far, after a pick there by Olsen, they have time and space, unable to get it from Lancaster out at the 30-yard line.
That's a huge save by Fayok there, one-on-one with Lancaster. No help from the defense, and he just sticks out the leg with a beautiful kick save.
So we're going to have a timeout there by the St. Mary's Saints. So with 40 seconds left, Dons down by 1. What do you think the key on defense here is for the Dons to go in at least down by 1?
You have to be aware of each of St. Mary's players, as they all have the capability to score. They're all highly talented, especially Ian Cramp. You want to keep the ball out of his stick because he's their best playmaker. As well, they're going to mix in Taylor Bohannon as well. So like I said before, this is a high-powered offense. And Loyola really has to clamp down with 40 seconds left, only go into the second quarter down by 1. That's the ideal situation.
Definitely a lot of pressure here on the defense, especially Brighton Lorber. Don't want to give up another goal here. You would love to stay within striking range of these guys. Oh. Both teams coming off MIAA wins. The Dons are 1-1 in MIAA play the Saints come in at 1-0. Saints taking down McDonough by a score of 9-5 last week, and as the Dons as well captured an MIAA victory against St. Paul's.
This game could easily turn out to be a shootout, as both teams have very effective offenses. Loyola won last year's matchup 13-6 on St. Mary's turf.
So Bohannon will take the ball, gets it to Ryan Jones, who we saw doing the face-offs earlier before we got on. So Bohannon's going to stay looking for something. Pulls back, sitting behind the cage. Looking to attack here with 12 seconds left. Jones loses the ball, picked up.
That's going to be a loose ball push on Hoffman right there and gives her right back. St. Mary's with a chance to go up by 2 before the end of the quarter.
So it's 6 seconds left. St. Mary's has possession. Looking to make something happen. That's number 20. King Ripley unable to find net. Looked as if he had a goal, however hit the side of the net. So with a score of 3-2 in favor of St. Mary's, we're going to take a quick break here, but we'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Doug Weir in Baltimore today.
So coming into the second quarter of the game, Alex, what do you think has to be a key for the Dons to get ahead of St. Mary's?
Well, Loyola's going to have to stick with it defensively, because the St. Mary's best asset is their offense. Their defense a bit shaky at times, and Loyola definitely has the capability to take advantage of that. So this looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty hard-fought game throughout, and Loyola just has to take care of not turning over the ball, as they've already dropped 4 passes. That's pretty big.
So both teams are taking the field as we will resume action in the second quarter. We'll, of course, back in the center with the Fogo stick, looking to win another faceoff. He's had a lot of success early on. He will be taking on Ryan Jones for St. Mary's. And we're going to get back underway here as the faceoff commences.
Chorus jumped, and that's his first lost face-off of the afternoon.
So Jones is going to take it. St. Mary scored within 12 seconds of the game starting off that face-off. So big win for the Dons there, not giving up another quick one.
And Sarasoli with a second drop pass. Heads-up play by Florenzo to jar the ball loose, but Sarasoli, you got to take care of it.
Nice shot there by 28 Ian Cramp, as we've talked about before.
And it looks like a Saints player, it looked like Cramp stepped into the crease there, so Loyola will retain possession. Looks like they may have some early game jitters. They just got to confidently get it out of that zone.
So Loyola will take it ahead of past midfield, trying to work it down low to start off. They're going to get it down to Connor Hume. Won Baltimore Sun Player of the Week a few weeks back. Had an interview with him before the game a few weeks ago. Definitely just looking to improve every game. So keep it. There's Jack Horse again. And hit from behind over to Reid. Back to Bateman. Reid, another guy who's been on varsity since his freshman year. Reid over to Dunn.
That's a good move by Reid to draw a second defender to find an opening. As Coach Rubio says time and time again, on this team they want to dodge to get open a pass, not necessarily to shoot. So if you can have movement on that defensive end, you can find holes in the defense.
So Bateman resets up top, looks to attack the goal, looking for someone inside, can't find it, goes behind the cage to Ryan Dunn. Comes around, and there we go, Jack Corse ties the game up at 3. Corse's second goal of the afternoon. Puts this baby at 3 apiece with 10:14 remaining in the second quarter.
That's great shot selection there by the sophomore Jack Corse. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to tuck that ball in between the pipes, as the goalie Fiok has got a huge frame, stands at 6 feet tall. But Corse put that in a perfect position, as Fiok was unsure whether he should go underhand or overhand. It was in that gray area. And he looks like he got his stick caught up with the pipe there, in fact. So, like I said, great shot selection there, and we're all tied.
So now we have Corse versus Thomas Kerner, as Kerner will get the face-off win there, giving the possession to the Saints. So King Ripley has the ball at the 35-yard line, looking to make something happen as they pass it over to Tristan Mitchie. Bohannon back to Mitchie, back over to Ripley. Pretty conservative play so far this possession by the Saints. Not trying to force too much in, as we get a loose ball there, picked up by the Dons.
Big play by Reid and Illinois to jar that ball loose as Krempf was turning the corner.
That's Jack Corse again making a play, picking up the loose ball. Another big play made by the sophomore Maryland commit. So here comes Robby Olsen around the corner. Comes in, kicks it out to Liam Bateman. Don's looking for their first lead of the game. Bateman with a little spin move there. Gets it over to Hume. Behind the net to Reid. Reid makes a move, goes left. Finds Robby Olsen, who mishandles the ball at first. Has time. And unable to get to go. Great play by Fiok. And there's right away, you have another opportunity by Ryan Dunn with another impressive save by Fiok. Some good pressure here by the Dons. Gonna get ground ball.
Fiok standing tall right there too. Huge saves as he's kept St. Mary's in the game and the bench getting fired up. So Zach, if you make big saves like that as a goalie, you can get up your whole team's momentum just as you saw there.
And another big thing is building confidence. You know, confidence in a high school player is deadly. If you get confidence riding high, they will step toe-to-toe with just about anyone. So we got a huge hit right there by Alex Bresci, laying the wood, but it will be
bad call. Bad call right there. put his hands together and hit the Saints player in the chest. That's just not a good call in my opinion at all. But unfortunately, Loyola will go down a man for 1 minute. Looks like they're going to call a cross check. Oh, that's actually Zach Rakowski guilty of that penalty. We thought it was Bresci at first.
Yeah, looks like they will call him on Rakowski. Rakowski lives in the weight room, part of the 1,000-pound club here at Loyola, so definitely not someone you want to get hit like that from.
Exactly. He spent all off season in the weight room. That's his second home, and he just laid down the wood there.
Garrett Nielsen with the come-around shot, unable to get it to land. Wide left.
Hoffman ran that one out. He had to get back quickly, and he did. It looks like it's going to be an over and back here on St. Mary's.
So we're going to get a call here, and Dons will get possession. Gets it over to Connor Hume. They have space, but now are outnumbered as it is about a 3-on-6, which is not what Coach Rubio is going to want here. So
yeah, they're subbing slowly, so St. Mary's just sitting back instead of doubling the ball. They got an extra man with which they can double the ball for they had about 30 seconds there. They choose to sit back and let Loyola attack.
So Alex Bresci is going to let this time run out. They have 6:57 left, and now we're going to get that extra guy back as they bring in Jack Corris, responsible for 2 of the goals already, looking to make it a third. So he starts to attack. He's got a little open space, decides to pass it to Hume.
Now it looks like a little 1-4-1 action with Reid and Bresci up top.
Alex Reid getting a little creative there, looked to swing around on a double team. Unsuccessful, just a little wide right.
I think he's got to take one more step above goal line extended there because he didn't have much of an angle to shoot at.
So someone looks like we had a little defensive mix-up as they're leaving a few guys open. Alex Bresci trying to work the speed there. Over to Hume. Got a little space there for Alex Reid. He had minimal time, but he had just enough to get the shot off. Just wide right, had a small window.
Reid going for that offside hip shot on Fayok, and again, it looked like he got his pole tangled up with a pipe, so maybe this is something Loyola can take advantage of.
And there you have it, Ryan Dunn doing as we've seen him do so many times so far this year, coming around, whipping his body, contorting his body in the weirdest ways, and somehow getting the goal to land. So the Dons will go 4-3 with 6:12 remaining in the first half. Pretty impressive goal there by Dunn. We've seen such a powerful kid when he is able to release into the air. It's hard to stop that shot.
Absolutely, and Dunn's a Richmond commit. And what he did so well on that possession right there was he kept the stick close to his head so no one could check it out. And if they did, they'd hit him in the head. So he'd either draw a penalty or score a goal. And that's a win-win if you're Loyola.
Loyola will win the face-off, and we're going to get a timeout by the Dons, up 4-3 with 6:02 remaining in the first half.
So after going up 3-1 in the first quarter, the momentum looks to have shifted in the Dons' favor. They're just playing smarter ball right now and taking advantage of their opportunities and executing well.
Really, you know, scoreboard, he's given up 4 goals already, but Fayok has had a few incredible saves so far. He had one possession, as we saw earlier, where back-to-back really quick and high-powered shots that he was able to block, kind of taking some momentum away from the Dons' offense.
Right, and as we mentioned, that boosts confidence for not only the goalie, but also the rest of the players. You could see they were getting excited over there on the bench. Fayok with 2 big kick saves and that one stuffed right on the crease. If it weren't for him, this game would be a lot more out of reach, but only a 1-goal lead for Loyola.
So both teams are going to take the field again. Loyola will have possession with 6:02 remaining in the first half, up 4-3, looking to spread the lead to 2.
So they go back with all the starters out there, Bresci and Corris manning the midfield up top, and Bateman will throw it up there. So I'd look for a dodge down the alley by either Bresci or Corris. We're going to get it around the horn once probably, and then they'll set their play in motion.
And it's going to get to Bresci. Looks as if they're going to go around the horn one more time. And Alex Reid makes a little bit of a move. Around looking for Chorus, cutting across the middle, unable to find him. Connor Hume over to Chorus, back up top. Back to Chorus, Bateman to Chorus. Chorus making a move, looking to shoot again, and he has the hat trick already in the second quarter. Don's up 5-3, 5:25 remaining in the first half. Huge day already for Jack Chorus at this point. It's not will he score next goal, it's when will he score next goal.
Yep, Chorus, just a sophomore. He's going to Maryland along with his brother Will. And Jack is he's got a laser shot with great accuracy. And that's the second Don's hat trick in a row. Last week it was Liam Bateman. So high-powered offense really came to play today.
We're only in the second quarter. It already looks like we're going to have our player of the game. So Will Chorus, one Chorus to another. Will looking to maybe score, and we're going to... So we're going to get a timeout by Loyola. Smart time there by Coach Rubio. Perfectly timed. Almost lost possession. So with 5:17 remaining in the first half, the Dons lead 5-3.
Loyola actually shot itself in the foot. You saw there, Chorus got tripped, but the timeout was called right before. If it had not been called, there would have been a flag for tripping and a 30-second man up. But nonetheless, they can talk it over now.
Coach Rubio probably didn't want Will Chorus being the one to take that shot, even if it was open. You know, shooting with the Fogo is not always the easiest.
That's true, and Chorus dominant at the X today. I mean, winning faceoffs wins games, and Chorus has won all but one of his draws today.
Really big advantage for the Dons, getting every faceoff except for the one we mentioned. Because as long as you have, one of the keys to getting to talk to Alex Bresci beforehand was they need to keep possession. Longer they have possession, he felt, the more likely they were to come out on top. Definitely doing a great job of that here today.
Now what you're going to see here most likely is Loyola chew a little bit of clock, take a nice long possession, and then attack with one of their midfielders up top. And what you've seen the last couple of possessions is they draw the slide, and they're always looking in the middle of the field for that extra pass. Let's see if an attackman can find that window and score.
So Alex Bresci's going to get the ball, start a little motion over to Connor Hume, back to Bresci. Bresci definitely probably the fastest man on the field as they get back to Jack Chorus, who makes a move, makes another move, looking for any sort of opening. Maybe looking for a heat check shot here, trying to just find anything. Wisely gives it to Bateman up top, who's going to take a shot, saved by Fayok. And it's taken immediately there by Hume. However, it is picked off.
Fayok ate up that shot. Tough save to make for the goalie, and he stoned Loyola's offense.
So we got another turnover there. Hume over to Reid. Great ground ball pickup by Alex Bresci.
Fayok made his 7th save of the matchup on that last possession. And as we've said before, he's really keeping the Saints alive as their offense is sputtered here in the second quarter.
So the Dons are working it more inside as we got a shot, another shot there, saved by Fayok, 8th of the game.
Fayok's solid down low, so going into halftime, if you're the coaching staff for Loyola, you want to point out that you want to shoot offside low, or offside hip rather. That's where he's most vulnerable.
So here come the Saints on offense for the first time it seems like a while. And we're going to get a timeout by Blues, so definitely trying to set something up here. If you're the coaching staff for St. Mary's, haven't really had a good possession in a long time.
That's right, but getting it done so far on the defensive end. Fayok, another big save. Penn State has really got a stud.
For sure. Really, as most people know these days, any Division I team on the East Coast that's pretty hard to go to. You know, East Coast has a lot of great Division I programs. Most of them come from the East Coast.
And a lot of up-and-coming programs, too. Like, when you think lacrosse on the East Coast, you think Syracuse, Maryland, North Carolina, Duke. But some other schools, not usually in the conversation, like Penn State, some smaller schools even, are getting more attention as more star players are going to the smaller colleges where they think they can take their talents to improve the program as a whole.
Yeah, we see that right here in Maryland with Loyola University right down the street, Johns Hopkins, Towson, all coming out ranked this year, as we got a drop ball there by Ryan Jones, able to corral it. Go right up against Grady Kuhn. Over to Jack Burnett. Burnett gets it back to Jones. Gets it to Bohannon. That's going to be number 20 shooting it, King Ripley.
Good stick by Jared King. Lorber's got to get back in the net. He lost a stick. And another pipe. So that's the third time Lorber's been bailed out by his best friend, the pipe.
Definitely, goalie's best friend is that pipe. Whenever you hear that sound, you got, especially if the ball gets by, you got to be happy if you're a goalie.
Oh, definitely. It's a sigh of relief when you hear the metal. If you can't see the ball, you might think it goes in, but then you hear that ping sound, and you know you're saved. But St. Mary's generating decent offense. They just can't finish it.
So right here we have the Don setting up Alex Bresci over, back to Bresci, Hume to Bresci, back to Bresci.
Bresci going at it with a full head of steam. He's trying to draw the double and move it.
And Bresci with a nice shot there. Another nice save by Fayok.
I think that velocity was slowed down by one of the long poles, doing a good job of getting on Bresci's stick.
So we got a minute 48 now remaining in the first half. Fayok will pass it up to the long pole. Ryan Stanford, long pole, looking to find someone. He's going to find Ryan Jones. So King Ripley has the ball up top, looking to make something happen. As there you have a little miscommunication. Nice play getting it right to Taylor Bohannon, who's going to score a little late onto the offensive side of the ball. But nice drawn up play there. Really caught Loyola off guard, unable to defend it.
Bohannon sniped one top corner. And all of the credit there goes to your goalie, Al Fayok, and because he started that off. He made the save, got the clear going, and then what they did was took advantage of the substitution game. Loyola was confused, and you had Bohannon racing down the field.
So it's now 5-4 in favor of the Dons with 1:13 remaining in the first half. When there, we're going to get a ground ball in Alex Sarasoli. Sarasoli will pick up the ground ball. Sarasoli looking for someone here, trying to put some moves on.
Dangerous pass thrown by Sarasoli. Chorus
Pick it up. Chorus has got a lane, and he's going to wisely opt to back off.
No, they're going to hold it to about 20 seconds, then attack. So they have enough time if there's a missed shot.
So now Hume, get back to Reid. Over to Dunn.
It looks like they want Olsen to take the dodge.
So we got 20 seconds left. We're going to get the ball over to Dunn. Dunn's definitely have to try to start to work something here as Alex Reid pulls around, unsuccessful shot.
Now the fact they attacked at 20 seconds gives them an opportunity to score.
So with 9 seconds left, the Dons will come around. We have another shot. And the Dons will have an opportunity with 3.3 seconds left. Just a quick pass and shot, and unable to get anything to work there. So we will head into halftime with the score of Loyola 5, St. Mary's 4. We will be back with the second half action right after this.
Call State Farm agent Doug Weir in Baltimore at 410-282-7171 today. Call State Farm agent Doug Weir in Baltimore at 410-282-7171 today.
Welcome back to Hartington Field at Loyola Blakefield, where today we are covering the Loyola Dons versus the St. Mary Saints. Alongside Alex Emdy, I'm Zach Bollinger. Pretty impressive half for both squads as the Dons lead 5-4.
Exactly. Great game so far. The MIAA conference will produce many this season. It's back and forth, very entertaining. So St. Mary's got out to a 3-1 lead, and then Loyola's offense took over down the stretch of the first half as Jack Corus, the sophomore midfielder, already notched a hat trick midway through the second quarter. Big storyline for St. Mary's is senior goalkeeper Al Fayok. He's going off to Penn State next season, and it's pretty evident why, as he's made some huge saves to keep the Saints in this game.
Definitely a big key to their defense, as he's had a lot of saves that would definitely have given the Dons at least 2 or 3 more goals if he had not made the tough save. So really keeping them in here, giving their offense an opportunity to win them this game. So we're going to get underway as Will Corus will take the field for the face-off, once again facing Ryan Jones. Corus, an incredible day so far on the face-offs.
Exactly right. Games are one end lost at the face-off X. Corus nearly perfect, having lost only 1 so far. And it'll be crucial here down the stretch of this game.
So that's Corus' second violation. So Jones will take the ball up for the Saints, getting it over to Burnett, back to Jones. Over to King Ripley. Interesting move, as Will Corus has stayed on the field and actually is guarding one of the Saints' better offensive option. Long pull, BJ Burlap, and there is Corus getting the ground ball. So the Fogo playing defense and getting the steal.
Heads up play there by Corus. The reason he had to stay on the field was because he did a face-off violation, and therefore there was not enough time for him to sub off. So he had to stay back on defense, but he came out big there.
Definitely heads up, as ball's going to get in the hands of Jack Corus. Already having the hat trick so far. Another great save. And we're going to have some great offensive pressure there by the Dons, and they're going to retain possession after a beautiful save. Really fighting for the ball. And here comes Corus around the corner, just missing number 4 on the day.
After that big Fayok save, Bresci didn't get up, and he got in there to try to draw that ball loose. Then the illegal pick called, so Loyola's still on offense. So big play there by Alex Bresci to keep the possession alive.
Dunn looking for one of his signature jump shots there, unable to find one. They're going to get the ball to Corus, back to Dunn behind the cage. And here comes Dunn, another great save by Fayok. There's BJ Burlas.
Fayok up to 11 saves on the afternoon. He's just standing tall, and eventually the confidence of those Loyola shooters is going to go down, because they see Fayok there having trouble beating him. They don't know what to do. But if you're Loyola, you got to go offside. That's where he has the most trouble.
Christian LaFranchise is going to find a way, strike low into the bottom left corner, getting by goalkeeper Brighton Lorber, tying this game up at 5 with 9:31 remaining in the third quarter.
And if you're Loyola's defense, that's just a complete breakdown. You cannot let a long pole march down the field and forget about them, because they've got some firepower on them, as that long pole generates a lot of torque. And just high to low shot, good shot selection.
So Thomas Kerner coming on to face Corus, this time on the face-off. See if they change. We've seen Kerner 2 or 3 other times. So far, minimal success as he's going to win that faceoff initially. There's now a ground ball. And they're going to give the ball to the Dons. A nice defensive play there. Getting it over to King. Going to find Chase Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, quite the athlete himself, played JV basketball, now on the varsity lacrosse team for the first season. He's just a sophomore, so that's one of the younger guys that this team has that have a bright future going forward.
Definitely Llewellyn, and as we said earlier, Jack Corse, another sophomore, so bright future for those two in this program.
It's hard to believe Corse is a sophomore the way he plays.
As there, we're going to get the goal from the sophomore just mentioned, Chase Llewellyn.
And that's his first goal of the year, so a big moment there for Llewellyn. Found the soft spot in the defense. Good look by Dunn. He's orchestrating the offense well with those feeds, and he put it up and over Flyok there.
So the Dons now have a 6-5 lead with 8:45 left in the third quarter. Corse and Kerner step back toe-to-toe for this face-off once again. Kerner getting the best, of course, at first before Loyola, however, did retain possession on the out-of-bounds. Another violation there by Corse. That's his 2nd and 3 attempts.
He's got to be careful. One more violation this quarter, and that's going to be a flag.
So Taylor Bohannon, one of the captains for the Saints, having a decent game. Has been pretty limited, however. Hasn't been able to really beat the Dons in ways he's been able to beat other teams. Tristan Mitchie trying to make some moves happen. Let's get the ball down to Ryan Jones, who will back up as sophomore Parker Keeney stares him down on defense. Back over to Bohannon. Bohannon looking to make something happen. Cuts, looking for a pass across the middle. Is able to bail out over top. Jones is going to find Nilsson. So Bohannon looking to find someone in front of the goal. They're going to get the double team on him initially. And Cramp will bail him out there.
That's a good result there. You get the long pole on Bohannon as he caused some trouble there for the defensive midfielders. So that's actually a good switch.
So Cramp coming across, finds someone in the middle, a little bobble there. Will cost him the shot opportunity. Gets it to Ryan Jones. Big opportunity there. Kind of led away by the Saints. And Jones right to the stick of Brighton Lorber. We see Lorber over to King.
Good feed there, but if you're St. Mary's, you got to change levels on that shot. That was high to high. Pretty easy for Lorber to get a stick on that, but nice save by him there to keep the Dons ahead.
So Jack Corse bails it up. Going to pass it over to Bateman. Gets it back to Ryan Dunn, who has already had a goal this game. Bresci drew first blood for the Dons, tying it back up at 1 way back in the first quarter with about 10 minutes remaining. And another shot there by Jack Corse, just getting by the goalie, unable to get it in the cage though.
Tough angle by Corse. Loyola will speed it up now with Reid looking to dodge from the X.
So Reid's going to get it over to Ryan Dunn. Looked initially like he was trying to find, and then we're going to see pass bobbled by Bresci. It's going to be picked up by Corse. Bobbled by Corse, picked up by Hume, and we're going to get the flag there. And then Bateman looking. We got a little extracurricular going on there between Burlas and Bresci. Some words exchanged. Nothing too bad as they walk away.
And Hume just got popped. And that's what happens if you get a pass right in the middle gut of the defense. Someone's going to step up with a hit. St. Mary's hit Hume up high, and they're going to pay for it.
So we're going to get a 1 minute man up for the Dons. Definitely going to look to take advantage of this man up opportunity and try and go up by 2, separate themselves a little from the Saints.
Look for Dunn acting as the string on that man up in the middle of the field. He can pop open at any second, and he's got a big frame.
Over to Bateman, back to Chorus. We get a flag here. So now Liam Bateman will let her rip. So we're going to get interference called there.
That's Gavin Ridgway, guilty of the penalty there. Loyola up 2 men, surely. They've got to convert and score here. So St. Mary's will play in a box, so they've had the corner sealed off, and if you're Loyola, you probably want to sneak in between.
Well, definitely, however, we'll have to hurry it up a little as they only have 25 more seconds left with the man up, 2 men up. And there's about 8 seconds in between the 2. So they're going to have Liam Bateman come up over Hume, back to Bateman, Olsen, Bateman. There you go. Reid lets her rip, and that is going into the parking lot.
And that one's going all the way down to Burke Hall. Big shot by Reid right there.
So Olsen gets the ball. The 2-man up is over. Reid will take yet another shot. Great defense there by the Saints as they're going to push the ball up.
If you're Loyola, that's a man up you want back. Not much movement there. They had 2 extra guys. And 1 shot blocked. And another one that looked like Fayok got a piece of. So St. Mary's with a huge stand defensively there.
So there's Jones looking for something, unable to get it in the cage. So with 4:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Don's still up 6-5. Krempf will take it out as the X. Great D there by King. They're going to get the ground ball and able to pick it up. Beautiful defense there by Jared King to force the ground ball. Loyola's going to look to push it up here.
Looks like Loyola's got numbers.
Grady Kuhn looking for something, and he's going to back off.
But St. Mary's quickly matches up. Loyola unable to take advantage of the break. And looks like there's some sort of turnover, maybe a legal substitution.
So here Burlas, who loves to push it up. Dons have to be careful of that. Had the first goal of the game 12 seconds in. Definitely able to score from the long pole position. So Krempf will get the ball. So there's some nice spin move there by Ripley. Gets over to Bohannon, to Ripley, back to Bohannon. Tosses it across the field. That is number 10, Tristan McKee. Back to Bohannon. To Machi. Looks for a shot, and he's going to find the equalizer with 2:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. So tied at 6, what do the Dons have to do to get this lead back?
Loyola just has to get stops on defense and transition that into offense, as your best offense is in fact your defense. So you need a stop. Jared King got that one out, but Loyola's offense didn't take care of it and turned it over. And right there, Mitchie with a bad angle shot it near side. That's when you don't want to give up defensively.
So Chorus on a little bit of a cold spout here in the face-offs. Definitely bringing Kerner has been a big adjustment for Chorus, as he really has lost every time that Kerner's been on the field. However, he still has a great percentage for the day, winning far and beyond over half of his face-offs.
I think that was the adjustment made at halftime by the Saints coaching staff, really trying to find a way to limit Chorus's win percentage, and they've done a good job so far.
Ripley behind the cage, looking for a pass. He's going to get it out back to Ripley. Ripley coming over to the right, looking to make something happen. Burnett coming around, finds Ripley. Cramp was across the middle there for a second. Looked like he had an opportunity. Unable to find him, though, is Ripley. Burnett coming right around. And there's Bohannon with the rip, unable to get it on
Bohannon
cage.
hands-free, 10 yards out. That's a pretty good take by him, just over the bar.
There's Bohannon again. Could get over to Ripley. Jones trying to make a move.
Seem to like the matchup they have there, but Grady Kuhn, one of the best defensive midfielders in the league.
So we're going to get it over to Bohannon, Cramp to Bohannon. Bohannon has opportunity there. Drop ball, and the ball's on the floor, picked up by the Dons. Andrew Florenzo with the huge scoop for the Dons. Crossfield pass, and now they've got room to work.
See, that's the kind of stop I was talking about. You got to get a good defensive possession and convert that into offense, and it looks...
And a little trickery there by Jack Kors, and he's going to go for number 4. Another great save, however, by Fayok, stopping the open opportunity. And Burnett's now got a rip. And they're going to give it great hustle there by goalkeeper Brighton Lorber, getting in front of Burnett and finding the open guy and getting the ball back. Got a little ground ball there. Now they're just launching it down, trying to get it to Dunn. And that will do it for the third quarter. Game tied 6-6. So Dons, join us for Derby de Mayo. Watch the Kentucky Derby in style with stadium seating and help the Fathers Club raise money for our Dons. Gates open at 5 p.m. with post time at 6:34. Saturday, May 5th from 5 to 10 p.m. in Father George Lounge. Tickets are $40 for single and $65 for couples. Please let us know by April 15th. Join us for beer, wine, and mint juleps, race day action, snacks, and horse dovers. When the race ends, the Fathers Club will transform Father George Lounge into the hottest salsa club in Towson. The evening will include authentic Mexican cuisine prepared by the Fathers Club, Don Doggers, margaritas, DJ. Attendees must be 21 and over.
I mean, Mexican food sounds pretty good to me.
Mexican food and horse racing.
Sounds like a fun night.
Better than that.
So back to lacrosse, we got a stalemate heading into the fourth quarter, 6-6. Both two talented teams going at it here on Hargan Field. And I think it's going to come down to which defense cracks first.
For sure, both these teams are playing great. Definitely a lot low scoring in the third quarter than we had seen. Only 3 goals combined. Lowest scoring quarter we've seen today.
And if you're St. Mary's, you got to be pretty confident with the man you have between the pipes. Senior Alec Fayok, he is headed off to Penn State. Brick wall today. I mean, he's had 14 saves.
Here's Kors Kerner. And we're going to get Jack Kors in there. Ball still on the ground, and Chorus, we are still fighting, and Burlass able to get it, throws it away, but able to retain it is the
Loyola's
Saints.
defense catches a break as Burlass had a clear fast break, bad throw, and we're all even at 6-on-6 now. This game's going to come down to which offense or which team can take advantage of the other's mistakes.
Bohannon looking to make a shot, unable, and we're going to get Burnett will get the ball for the Saints.
Bohannon just bullied his defender there, lowering the shoulder to create space. And Loyola is going to take a late hit, so man down, back on.
Not what you want to see if you're the Dons. You know, tight game like this with 11-12 left in the game. You don't want to be giving up.
Looks like Rutkowski again. If you cannot be taking silly penalties, especially in the fourth quarter here. Loyola's going to have to come up with a big stop to keep this score level.
As we said earlier, Rutkowski, big body, looking to bully guys inside, getting a little too ahead of himself on 2 different occasions today, giving the Saints a man-up opportunity once again. So they're passing the ball around. Cramp can get it behind the goal. That's Nilsson. Over to Bohannon. Bohannon to Cramp. They're kind of going to settle it up. Mitchie getting it back up top. Mitchie looking for a shot. Bohannon looking to pass it. Back to Cramp. So really just working the ball around, not really looking too much for anything. 20 seconds remaining in time. We're going to have a flag thrown. Looks like the Dons will go 2 men under for the next 17 seconds.
That's absurd. That was not a late hit. That was clean if I've ever seen it. Hands together into the chest. And Loyola down 2 men. St. Mary's was able to stave off that 2-man disadvantage. Let's see if Loyola can respond.
So we're going to have a timeout by the Saints. So with that timeout, we're going to go to a quick commercial break with the Dons and Saints all tied up at 6.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Doug Weir in Baltimore today.
And we're back here at Loyola with the score tied at 6, 10:26 remaining in the game. Will the Dons be able to hold off the Saints in a 2-man down situation, or will the Saints take control of the game? For sure, as both teams tied at 6, both very competitive this year, looking to win a championship for both squads, and these are the kind of games that can really shift the momentum in your season. The win is right there in your hands. You do not want to lose it. There we go. We got a first shot. It's going to find net. Tristan Mitchie will score. So with 10:13 remaining in the game, the Dons are now down 7-6 to the St. Mary Saints, and we will be back at even.
Absolute rocket by Tristan Mitchie there. He's about at the 10-yard hash. Put it top left corner, dinged it off the crossbar. No chance for Lorber there, and tough break if you're Loyola for taking those 2 penalties.
So Wilkhorst will look to win another face-off, get Loyola possession back. However, Kirsten will win another one, and they're going to get a quick shot opportunity, but they will pull off. Looked as if they had an opportunity to score there, but they're going to back up, give Tristan Mitchie another opportunity with the ball in his stick. So Ryan Jones is just kind of running back and forth up at the 40-yard line, not really making too much of a move. They're going to get it over to Bohannon. Back to Ryan Jones, who's finally going to come across, maybe looking for a pass here as we are approaching the 9 minutes left in the game. So Jones is going to get it back down to Nilsson. Nilsson with the opportunity, and he's going to score, bringing the lead to 2, 8-6, with 9:03 remaining in regulation.
Bad angle there. The defense just seemed out of sync. You got to keep your hip. You got to keep your hip on the shooter and turn him to the outside. They let him get the inside corner, and St. Mary's makes Loyola pay yet again. So St. Mary's now in command with 9:03 left.
So we kind of saw this coming. Alex Sarasoli now on for the Dons to get the face-offs. Wilkhorst struggling in the second half. So Don's trying to make something happen. And Kerner's going to win another one. Sarasoli will trip, giving them the open opportunity, and Cramp unable to take control. So the Dons will get the ball back on the ground ball.
Mason Hoffman using the wheels, walking the dog, getting over midfield, and Loyola has a break.
And that is just something you can't afford to happen. So then another miscommunication, and it's going to play perfectly into the hands of the Saints.
St. Mary's wanted that one more. You could see it was 3-on-1 in favor of Loyola, and that long pull for St. Mary's just got in there and outwilled the Loyola attackman.
Coach Rubior cannot be happy with that one. Definitely going to be a moment in the game if the Dons end up losing by 1 that he's going to want back. Definitely a difference maker, especially if St. Mary's scores here.
You got to play mistake-free lacrosse, and so far Loyola unable to do that. They're just turning it over, committing penalties, so they're really hurting their chances right now.
So we're going to stay back at the X for the Saints. They're not really trying to make much happen. So we're going to get to Nielsen, over to Jones, back to Mitchie. Pass it down to Cramp. Cramp back to Mitchie, back down to Cramp. Really not, as it looks like they're now going to make a move for the goal.
They're going to get it back up top and probably give Jones the ball to dodge.
So Bohannon unable to complete the pass across to Burnett. Go get it to Ryan Jones. So 7:16 remaining in this game. Time's starting to dwindle for the Dons, and Burnett might have put it out of reach, putting the Saints up 9-6. Definitely not a quarter to remember for Lorber.
Lorber, tough day in the office. Overall, defensively, they haven't been very physical in the second half. But credit to Jack Burnett with a silky move right there. That was smooth. He put the defender on skates and roofed it. But
so of course, back in the game here.
3-point lead is not much in the sport of lacrosse. 7 minutes, plenty of time to get back in it, but you can't lose your faceoffs.
And Kerner looks like he's going to get to Burnett. And we're going to get a timeout, Blue. Definitely momentum is going straight to the Saints here. As you see, even on the timeout, Saints come running out on the field where the Dons just kind of walk off. You can see the energy that the Saints are bringing right now. It's now up to the Dons to try to match it.
Obviously a huge momentum shift in this fourth quarter, and that's a result of Loyola's lack of discipline, I would say. They've committed 2 penalties they shouldn't have taken, as well as suddenly losing the faceoff. So St. Mary's found the answer with Thomas Kerner at the faceoff X. And the offense has been efficient. Loyola barely having any possession this quarter, and that is the difference.
So both teams will take the field once again after the timeout by St. Mary's. So definitely a huge defensive stand needed here by the Saints. If you allow one more in, it can pretty much be the game.
I'm going to milk the clock down here. No need to rush for the Saints. Loyola is going to have to extend out to try to cause a turnover here.
So Jones being guarded by Bresci. Bresci definitely one of the faster players in the MIAA.
I'd say he's the fastest in the league. UNC commit, just very sharp, works hard in the offseason to increase his speed.
Okay, so there we have a turnover by the Saints.
He's got Chorus wide open in the middle of the field, and they're unable to hit.
So Liam Bateman there, going to get an opportunity for the Dons to bring this thing within 2. As the sun settles down and we are now completely in the shade.
St. Mary's looking to improve to 2-0 so far. They've played like a playoff caliber team. And Loyola is just making mistakes that you do not expect to see here.
So here's Bateman looking for an opportunity. He's got a shot. Bateman's still able to work it.
Bateman somehow able to get his way loose from the trio of defenders trying to stop his progress, and what can you say? Fayok, another save right on the doorstep.
A great save there by Fayok, but you have to admit Liam Bateman getting by that hole and still getting an opportunity to score there was pretty impressive. Just outwilling the defenders, trying to get in there. And trying to get the Loyola Dons within 2. So Robby Olsen will take it out for the Dons. Gets it over to Bateman.
St. Mary's bench trying to get in Loyola's head. And Fayok answers the call once again.
So there we go. That's going to put Loyola in definitely a bigger hole here. Really not where Loyola thought they could find themselves coming into the fourth quarter. Tied 6-6. Definitely did not see themselves down 6-9.
You don't want to let those home games get out of hand. And if Loyola doesn't come out with a big stop here, it's going to be tough to crawl back into this one.
So Bohannon's going to get the ball up top for the Saints.
St. Mary is absolutely in no rush, no sense of urgency. They're going to hang on to that 3-point lead, and they're going to melt the clock down as far as possible.
So some fake out there.
Heads up play there by Hoffman to communicate the switch, pried it out, and Florenzo, good play to get it out.
And there's going to be an open opportunity, another turnover, very costly. You know, that's Don's 3rd straight turnover.
That's been the story of the afternoon. Turnovers will kill you, and Loyola unable to avoid them. So that's the place they find themselves now, down 3. Ripley could have taken that shot right there, but smartly pulled it out just to waste some more time off that clock.
So we have 22 on 22 here. Robby Olsen versus Ryan Jones. So Bohannon's going to get the ball.
And with no effort to attack, they put on the 30-second shot clock. St. Mary's will have to get a shot off before that expires.
And now, at the end of shot clock, if the Dons get the ball back, it'll put them right at 3 minutes. You know, a goal per minute's pretty hard to do, but it is not impossible.
I mean,
So
St.
10
Mary's
seconds left.
St. Mary's did it in 12, so anything can happen.
So now the Dons will attack as Alex Reid takes the ball up. At this point, he's just got to hope to get something, and the Dons will strike with 2:53 left in regulation. Beautiful goal there.
That's a good outlet play there. It is now 9-7, 2:53 left. Chorus, number 4. Obviously the player of the game on Loyola's side.
So the fans trying to urge on. Will Chorus, huge face-off here. You don't want to say it's the game, but it would definitely shift momentum if Will was able to win this one.
I mean, that's the only goal you needed to get some momentum back.
And Will Chorus giving them an opportunity. He's got it. And gets it wisely brother to brother over to Jack Chorus. And now we are going to get a timeout by the Dons. You sense a little bit of momentum shifting here. Dons will have an opportunity to bring it within 1. St. Mary's, however, is still up 9-7 with 2:43 remaining in regulation.
Absolutely. That goal there by Chorus getting the bench back into it. And team in higher spirits now than they were before as they realize it's only a 2-goal deficit. 2:43 left. That's easily surmountable. If you're Loyola now, they're going to spend some time to talk it over.
So definitely the Chorus bros there helping the Dons out. First getting the goal to bring them within 2, and then Will Chorus, older brother, getting the huge face-off win that puts the Dons now in position to bring the lead within 1. So Dons will come back onto the field. Definitely a little bit more energy than they had before. They know how big this possession is. They know that they need to get the ball in the cage here.
Definitely. They got some pep in their step now. They'll have it in the wing. Reid will start it up. And I think you want to get Chorus some looks from up top and look for Dunn to facilitate from behind the cage.
Definitely, if you're going to get it out front, you're going to want the ball in Alex Bresci's hands. As we said before, his speed is just second to none in this league. As Alex Reid, opportunity, time and space on the spin, just over top of the cage.
Great look by Reid there. He got hands free, 7 yards. That's where you want to shoot overhand. That's what coaches teach you. He skied it a bit there with the sidearm shot.
And there's an opportunity, and right there, who else but Mr. Jack Chorus, number 5 on the day for number 14.
And Chorus with a special afternoon. This kid is incredible. Only a sophomore, and he scored 5 goals, keeping Loyola afloat in this one.
So now, from one course to another, huge face-off here. Loyola, if they win this, can take all the momentum away from St. Mary's. And that is one costly violation by the Dons.
That really hurts right there. That was Chorus's 3rd violation. And Loyola goes down by a man in the time they can least afford it. So only a 30-second penalty.
So that'll take the Dons to, with about minute 45 left, if they're able to outlast this man-down situation and get the ball back.
I don't think you want to let Mitchie touch the ball. Mitchie, rather. He's got a rocket from up top. So you want to make sure to extend up if you're Delano.
Okay, we got the good from the ref, and we're gonna start off as Burnett's gonna start the pass around back to Burnett.
Loyola goes with 5 poles. Mason Hoffman playing the string. Probably a better tactic when I got some of those long poles in the passing lanes.
So just really passing around, making absolutely no attempt to play.
They don't have to, and they're just going to hold the ball now.
So, and now the penalty will end, and the Dons will get back to even.
It'll be interesting to see when the officials go with the shot clock timer on. St. Mary's is clearly stalling. Loyola doubles the ball now. Lorber is going to be out of the cage.
And there has been a shot clock put on. We are 19 seconds left before shot clock expires. We got the hit. And
got to stay disciplined now if you're Loyola. Can't overcommit.
And that's going to be the overcommit, but a nice stick play there. There's 4 seconds remaining. And you just got to outlast them at this point. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. 1:05 left in regulation. Dons down by 1 with the ball.
Picture perfect defense, doubling Bohannon, not allowing any lanes and not allowing any shot lanes there for Krampf. Loyola has a chance to tie it now.
So they're trying to get the ball to Connor Hume. Unsuccessful. We're going to take a timeout here. So 47 seconds left in regulation. Dons down by 1 with the ball.
Just as we said earlier, this game coming down right to the wire, literally to the last possession. Loyola, as they usually do, will spin it around and attack with around 20 seconds left, as a turnover will be crucial. So whoever's at X, usually Alex, Reid, or Ryan Dunn, have to have their head on the swivel if the shot missed the goal to run it out. And if you're St. Mary's, you just got to take away the shot lanes, really. Don't want to let anyone get their hands free, especially Chorus, who has been lethal. So
definitely, if you're the Dons, Chorus is the guy you want to have the ball in his stick. He's been the difference in this game. He's kept the Dons in it, having 5 of the 8 goals on the board for the Dons. Definitely think he's gonna some sort of play to try to get him free. And we're off. 45 seconds now remaining. And Alex Reid, Division I commit, 4 years on varsity.
He's taking his talents to Towson University next year. Let's see if he can get the all-important game-tying goal down the stretch.
So 27 seconds left in regulation. We're down to 22. Ryan Dunn looks as if he's going to come up, and there's going to be a ground ball now. And this is a huge ground ball, whoever gets this. So Dons will get possession.
Loyola
with
retains
9.3.
possession. 9 seconds left. 9 seconds left. They got 1 chance. They've got to hurry it up.
So we're down the home stretch. This is the game right here for the Dons. Alex Reid trying to get out, and he scored! We have a tie ball game with 1.5 seconds remaining. Absolutely devastating goal to St. Mary's as the bench is dead. There is zero noise for a bench that's been talking all game. It is silent.
That is the silencer right there. What a heads-up play. Reid with a dodge, fires a shot, backed up beautifully there by Hume, and he fires a rocket. And we are tied, and we're going to be heading to overtime.
Unless something crazy here happens where we have a face-off win and score in 1.5 seconds, which is pretty near impossible, I'm not sure, we're ending the game here. And there we have it. Really nothing happening there. So 4 quarters was not enough. We're getting some extra lacrosse action here at Hargaden Field.
With that,
call State Farm agent Doug Weir in Baltimore at 410-282-7171 today.
And welcome back. We have free lacrosse here. It's overtime. Jack Corse with his 6th goal of the game to tie the game up at 9 between the Dons and St. Mary's with 1.5 seconds left. So here we go. It's overtime. How do the Dons win it, Alex?
we got 4 minutes of overtime. First and foremost, you got to take care of the face-off to get yourself the possession, and then it'll take it from there.
So in a big face-off as we got it pretty much deadlocked, and it looks as if we're going to have a ground ball. Alex Sarasoli able to get it for the Dons, and he passes it away. And there's going to be a stoppage in time here. And an absolute, almost heartbreaking stoppage there for St. Mary's, as they had
like
pretty much
someone
the game on their set.
Someone inadvertently counted timeout, called timeout. It looks like Sarasoli's got to have that one back. Just not enough sauce on that pass and turnover. So now St. Mary's will have a chance for the win.
And as we have time here at the end of the game, or we do want to, as me and Alex are on the mic, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here. So we want to thank Darian Anderson, and who's on a computer here today, our producer, and Garrett Bussey, who's on the camera. Without them, none of this is really possible. We'd just be talking into a mic with nothing going on. And obviously, of course, Mr. Nitty, the mastermind behind all of this, the guy who makes all of it possible. Without him, none of us would be here. So, 3:49 left in overtime. First goal will win it, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So,
St. Mary's will have the first crack at ending this one, as they forced the turnover there.
So Ryan Jones will pull it up for St. Mary's. St. Mary's, the inadvertent timeout called by a player, I believe, not realizing that they had an open shot with pretty much no goalie in net.
You want to look for number 9, Taylor Bohannon, the transfer from Broadneck. He's got a cannon, as well as Tristan Mitchie from up top.
Ooh, opportunity there. Turned down. Jones has a lane. Good push out there by Bresci. And the ball's on the floor. Ball's on the ground. And looks as if goalie Brighton Lorber will get it back. And the Dons now have an opportunity. It only seems right that this ball finds its way to sophomore Jack Corus, looking for number 7 on the game.
Loyola's fired up first, Andrew Florenzo.
And the momentum is all towards Loyola. Timeout on the field, 2:46 remaining in overtime. We find ourselves tied at 9 apiece.
On the most important possession of the ball game, Loyola comes up with its biggest stop of the afternoon. Florenzo able to jar it free, and then Brighton Lorber leaves the cage, sprints behind net, picks it up, spins around, drops the defenders, and gets an outlet just in the nick of time. So Loyola timeout, talk it over, Now they have their first chance to end this one.
Bold move there by Lorber to leave the cage, but it works out, and they are fired up there on the Don sideline. So here we go, 2:46 remaining. Stick ball is in Loyola's hands, opportunity to end it. So it looks like the guys they will have on the field are Connor Hume, Alex Bresci, Jack Corus, Ryan Dunn. And we're going to start off with Jack Corus getting the ball. Opportunity just to end it. He's got an opportunity. Decides not to shoot it. He shoots just over the cage. Bresci for the win. It's over. Loyola's going to win the game 10-9. 2:32 remaining in overtime. Absolute heartbreak for the St. Mary Saints as they had a 3-goal lead with just 3 minutes left, and pretty much Loyola took over.
Absolutely. It all starts on the defensive end, transfers to the offensive end. Jack Corus, player of the game, 6 goals and the assist there to finish it off. He distracted the entire defense. Bresci able to slip in the opening after the broken play, and he just fires it into the back of the net.
So that will do it for us here today. Alongside Alex Enby, I'm Zach Bollinger. Don's win in overtime, 10-9. We'll see you next time.